Today, what I'm going to talk about is a little bit sensitive. Yeah, cooking. So today, my wife asked me, it's a Sunday morning, to cook something specific for her. A little bit weird. Why? Because she's Mrs. Chef OPM. She cooks so good that chefs actually come to her to take recipes from her. So what can I do for her, right? Yeah, that's what you think. But one thing that I would like to share with you, and I'm talking to my brothers, the men, this is very important. See, if you don't have a discernment in your marriage to understand certain things that happens with your spouse, you lose a very great opportunity to connect with her in a deeper place which really solidifies your oneness. You see, I don't know about your wife, but when Mrs. OPM cooks a lot, sometimes she gets overwhelmed by the fumes of the food, which causes her to lose her appetite. Just imagine all the hard work and you can't even enjoy the food. Those special days in a month, sometimes that happens too. I picked up on that. There's a revelation that I want to share with you, and please let me make this clear. I am not touting myself as a good guy. I'm not saying I'm a good man. Nobody's good but God. But in God, we become good. So in the revelation of God's love, I understood something that I'd like to share with everybody. In the beginning, I'm pretty sure I was probably worse than all your hobbies combined. But this same grace of God, which led me to deny my ungodliness, this revelation changed my whole understanding. It's one of the panaceas or apexes of revelation that really changed my outlook, specifically my mindset. So John chapter 21, after the 12, the disciples are very despondent, apoplectic, very irascible, just whatever, stressed out because Christ had died. And they went fishing and trying to catch something, and they couldn't catch anything at all. The next morning, a man at the beach says, "Hey, you guys get anything?" He said, "No." "Why don't you throw your net to the starboard, which is the right side?" And of course, when he threw it, immediately they got a huge haul of fish. And John told Peter that, "Hey, that is Christ." And Peter immediately just took off his tunic, jumped in the water, and just swam ashore. Just a few meters away, the guys were hauling in a great catch. Don't forget that. Here comes the revelation. When they got to the shore, Christ had already prepared fish and bread awaiting them. See, that doesn't make sense. He, Christ, is the reason why they caught the fish plentifully. He is what gave them the miracle. You throw it to the other side, and they caught plentifully. But when they got to the very shore, why wouldn't he wait for them to bring the whole haul so they could take from the haul and cook? No, he actually did what? He started to cook the fish and bread. What is that? That's anticipatory. They're bringing the fish, but he begins to cook. Because you realize that he cooks for them because he knows they are tired, they are stressed, they are despondent. He knows something is up with them. So before he can get through them, he has to get to them. He has to give them food. So he goes ahead and prepares the food. Then it connects my mind to the revelation that the greatest amongst us serves. I hope somebody is getting this. See, if you really want to get through to your wife specifically through stress, or if she's gone through anything, you want to connect with her specifically in a place of anticipation and discernment and be usable and serviceable in time of her need, because that is going to make the world of difference to her. My wife can cook. She's a chef. She does amazing, but those very days that she knows she can count on me because I can do something that she likes, and I watched her for a while. And I always tell her, "Baby, you can do all these stuff, but why is it that sometimes you can't eat it?" It's because I get overwhelmed. See, if you want to take away the overwhelming aspect, just you're coming in. You don't have to do it every day. Just a couple of times or once a while. You recharge her, because your wife will connect to you deeper every time you're able to anticipate her need. And please don't get me wrong. Oh, but doesn't that mean that I'm always being lenient and do whatever she wants? No, actually, on the contrary, what comes next will explain why we need to begin to discern the things of our wives. So we are able to be there and be able to put that action of love, because it's going to make a world of difference in our relationship with them. Specifically, like me and my wife. Are you with me so far? Are we together? Just hold on. See, God created the man and created the woman specifically for something. See, he created the man to give first before the man can receive. Then he created the woman out of the man for the woman to receive first before she can give. This has been a very big conundrum in relationships, and a lot of women get depleted because they give what they don't have, or they give what they have not received, which causes depletion. Like I said prior, I'm going to expound on this. See, when you give in a place of anticipation to your spouse and discernment, because God created us to give first, like for God so loved the world that he gave, we give to receive. Why? Because what we give, the woman receives and she conceptualizes that. What does that mean? It means she fully grasps the understanding of what you've given to her. Once she has that understanding, she now takes it to a place of conception. She conceives what you have given unto her. And then when conception happens, she's going to incubate what you've given unto her. And as she incubates, she only is going to deliver what you place in her. So God created it in a way that what you put in her is what you get out of her for you. Does that make sense? So you see, garbage in, garbage out. Good in, good out. Well, there are always the exception to the rule. There are always the gullible women and the unstable women. Well, that's a whole different story. But that's not who I'm talking about. I'm talking about the women of God. If you put in the seed, they'll give you a baby. What that means is if you give them in their point of need, cooking, that now causes a reciprocation in them. They're going to cook even more for you. Just be able to time and know when they need you and be accessible to that need, because that is going to cause a distinction in your relationship, specifically in the area of alignment, in oneness, because that is where you have now entered the realm of perfection to move in what I call the synchrony and the harmony of the relationship. There's nothing more beautiful than to see Mrs. OPM look at me and tell me, oh my God, baby, that tastes so good. There's nothing more satisfying than that. I just won myself so many points. Men, we're always asking for intimacy. We always want that time with them. The best way to create intimacy is to start to massage the mind of your wife, specifically in the area of need, because that is what distresses them. When you come through, you create the way, you pave the way to connect in the place of intimacy with them. Because if there's not much on their mind, then all they have is you in their mind. I just want to help some relationship today. See, you have to create the avenue to birth the expectation. When you help her with the chores or do one or two, three things that aids in a home, you free her for you. And most importantly, I realize that in a place of aid is where people really connect intimately with each other. Free her time, and you're going to enjoy more time with her. See, we live with our wives with understanding, being able to use time as opportunity, and being able to connect. Because all the women really have come to know these needs are just a few things. Cherishment, because every time you do something unexpected, like cooking for her, she realizes how much she's cherished. Secondly, when you cook for her, you yourself, you begin to appreciate the work input that she puts forth for you and the kids. So it is in appreciation for her and you appreciating the work she does. It is also a place of reaffirmation of love. Because love is not in the words we say, oh baby, baby, I love you, baby, I love you. That don't really do much. Love is in deeds and actions, so that those actionable words speaks a louder tone or tune of love to her heart, which draws her closer to you. Because I've realized that the more we give is the more we receive. I want to assure you that in this dispensation, God is raising men like Christ. There has to be a dissimilitude, a dissimilarity, a variance of us and others. Not like the kind that cheats, no, but the kind that loves and cooks and cleans and leads by example, and most importantly, unites with their spouse. Focus on giving. This is marriage in real life. This is marriage, not as a destination, but as a journey to take you where you need to be. This is the marriage that we give and give and give some more, because the Word of God says there's more blessing in giving than receiving. Because the more I give is the more I'm going to receive even much more, because the fruits are mine. My wife bears fruits for me. So whatever you do, you're not doing it for granted. No, you're doing it because it comes back even in multitudes, just for your sake. Today, marriage in real life, help your wife today. Sweetness. Here you go. Now, the grand finale.
Can I use my hands?
Please use your hands, use your feet. Just be you.
I'll just use a fork.
Guys, now be honest with me. Jason. Perfect. Wait, I didn't even get to ask the question. Just be honest with me. Just be honest with me.
First of all, they've been digging in. Okay.
Really, Jay? That's how we do it?
Good job.
It tastes
Yeah?
Jordan,
I'm happy.
is giving you
What did you say?
It actually tastes good.
Oh, thank you. Jaden.
What do you think?
I don't know.
It's amazing.
Okay, see, I'm not even gonna ask you anything. It's enough. I can tell. Jade,
I love this.
you love this? Now you can have some wine. Now let's see the feedback from her, the queen, the chef, the Michelin. Honey, really?
It's better than any fried rice I have cooked in this house.
No, not even close. No.
I'm serious.
No.
Babe,
No.
I'm not even
No. You told me how to do this.
I'm not even.
No, it's okay. It's not. Wow.
I don't want to cook it.
All right, guys. God bless you all and enjoy yourself.
Okay, I'm not drinking.
You got me.